Hello, everyone. We're back. Probably our last one until we get into like our special year episode thing that we talked about a while back.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty hyped for that.
Yeah, even though we don't know what we're doing.
That's okay.
This will probably be a shorter one, but you know, what can you do? We went to see the Borderlands movie, and honestly, let me tell you what I think just without specifics. I'm disappointed in a way that I did not expect to be disappointed in, because yes, it was not good, but I was expecting it to be like dog, terrible, so bad that it was funny.
Like laughably
but it wasn't even
bad.
that. Yeah, it was like bad and like forgettable. It wasn't like, wow, that was dog shit like Thor Love and Thunder.
Yeah, I had to, like, before recording, I had to go back and like watch a synopsis of the movie.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck happened in that movie?
Because I remember watching it, I remember experiencing it, but I don't remember any of the specifics.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely wasn't good, to be fair. Like, I'm not saying, but man, way better than I thought, but I was expecting it to be like unbelievably bad.
I also think the internet made it sound a lot worse than it actually is.
Well, the reason for that is because specifically the casting is unbelievably bad.
That's true, but honestly, casting has always been bad, I feel like, nowadays.
Yeah, not always, but yeah, recently there's been some bad casting. Yeah, but I do think that the casting, people went a little overboard with like, oh, this is terrible casting, this is the worst movie ever. And yes, it is pretty bad. Like, very bad, to be clear, but it wasn't like, holy shit, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. Now, I'm not like super fresh on my Borderlands lore. Maybe if I was, I would be like, wow, this is absolutely ridiculously dog shit, you know?
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like, I've played 1 and 2, but it's been a while.
I've only played through most of 1.
Yeah, so like there are some changes that I even noticed that I was like, that's dumb. So I imagine like people that actually know the lore are like, wow, that was terrible. Like the Halo show. Yeah. But honestly, the Halo show also isn't even like well, sometimes it's laughably bad, but it's more just like heartbreakingly bad. So maybe that's what this is. Maybe it, like, if you really know your Borderlands, then you'll be like, I can't believe they just bodied everything.
Yeah. And I feel like every franchise is just getting bodied. I think for me it was Doctor Who. For you it was Halo. Now it's Borderlands.
Well, I think we're still in a time where there are more, surprisingly, there's more good than bad, right? Because The Last of Us was fire, Fallout was fire, what's the other video game thing? The Witcher's not technically video game, but kind of.
Minecraft movie.
That was fire. That could go either way.
Sonic movie's been good. Except Knuckles. Knuckles was terrible.
Knuckles was terrible, but the Sonic movies are good. Mario movie was pretty good. You know, like, there is a lot of good video game stuff these days.
Yeah, I guess that's true. There's bound to be a miss here and there. Just things that happened to Borderlands, but it could have been a cool little franchise.
It stinks that it happens to things that I like, because I do like The Last of Us and The Witcher, but I like Borderlands and Halo more. But and honestly, those got bodied.
Even The Witcher isn't good anymore.
Yeah, that one got bodied at the end, didn't it?
Yeah, pretty hard.
For me, the only one, I guess you could say Sonic, actually, because Sonic movies are good. But I got bodied on Knuckles. For me, though, the only one that's like popped off was Fallout, for like something I liked already that got adapted.
Yeah, that was a really good show.
So that was cool.
Yeah, it was.
But man, I was expecting a lot worse, to be honest.
Yeah, it wasn't even like, it was just so like like it was such a not even like I don't know. It was just a hard watch.
It felt like one of those movies that like comes on TV at 3 a.m.
Yeah, that's a good way to word it. It's like they know it's such a low budget that they know no one's gonna watch it,
even though it wasn't a low budget.
I know,
but like, yeah,
the editing was terrible.
The characters were pretty bad, honestly. There is not a character I like in that movie, and none of them remind me of the characters besides their names.
Yeah. I mean,
they really should have just made it a different thing and not Borderlands, and then people would probably say, yeah, that's mid as hell.
With that 2-week bus ride.
Yeah, right? So the movie starts off, and
we're in like a prison.
Basically, yeah, what? Really?
Yeah, remember that girl is being broken out of jail?
Oh, yeah. They start off with Roland breaking Tiny Tina out. Sure, whatever, I guess. And then the main thing is they end up assigning Lilith, this like rich guy who I guess is Tiny Tina's dad. This rich guy's assigning Lilith to go find Tiny Tina and bring her back. So she goes down to fucking the Borderlands planet, you know? Mm-hmm. And literally, it was so weird. She gets to the planet and she's like, it starts like a montage of her explaining all these events. She's like, yeah, I went here, I did this,
I fought these people, had this encounter.
And it's like, why are we just summarizing the movie instead of watching it?
Yeah, man, it's like, I want to see it. I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, it's like, what are you telling me this for? Why? You could have just... And it was pointless, too. You could have just, like, started with her getting there and then getting to Tiny Tina, you know?
And what's funny about that, too, was that the scene before was her on a bus and, like, driving through, like, the desert. And then she, like... It's her telling us, like, all these adventures. And apparently 2 weeks passed. But we were supposed to, like... What? It's insane.
I've been here for 2 weeks. It's like,
and all this cool stuff happened to me, and all you saw was a bus driving through a salt field.
I will say, though, there is actually one character that is dead on with the game, and he has this, like, a single scene, is the bus driver, Marcus. He is exactly like the freaking game Marcus.
He was pretty good.
In his literal, like, 45 seconds of screen time, best casted, best written character.
Yeah, he was pretty funny.
And then after that, nothing else interesting happens. She fucking she shows up on the planet, tells you, oh, I'm doing all these adventures. 2 weeks later, I found Lilith. Not Lilith, I found Tiny Tina. Yeah.
And then she goes there, and this finds her hideout, pretty much, but she sees a bunny on the outside.
Yeah.
So she walks in. And
she finds Claptrap first.
Oh, yeah. I forgot how they meet each other. Doesn't he just show up and he's like...
She goes to, like, her old home because she used to live here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
For some reason. I don't know why she went there, but she goes to her old home. And she's like, oh, my old house. This place is so sad and destroyed. And then Claptrap's there. He's like, I'm here to help you, programmed to help you. She's like, programmed by who? And then they just, like, don't say anything or respond to that. And you're like, oh, clearly this is, like, dog shit foreshadowing.
Yeah. So then we're at her hideout again, right?
Yeah, then she moves to Tina eventually.
Yeah, she makes her way to Tina's, finds it. She's investigating. And then she, like, finds a stuffed animal that's a bomb. Or no, she finds Tina under the bed. That's what it is. And then Tina runs out, throws a bomb, like a teddy bear bomb at her. And then we get this very short, like, I'm not trying to, like... Tina thinks that she is a vault hunter trying to use her to open the vault. But she's like, no, your dad wants you back. And she's like, no, I don't believe you. And it's like, it's very dumb feeling.
It also doesn't make sense, like, why she was saying that after, like, stuff gets revealed later. Like, why would you not... Did she actually not believe her, or was she just joking, you know? Like,
yeah. Like,
why would she not believe her if, like, based on the information she knew that she ended up telling later, you know?
Mm-hmm. So
Weird.
and then we get introduced to like the friendly psycho.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's
actually
in
a pretty okay
Borderlands
character.
too. Just because he can't say anything dumb.
No, I know.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's good. It makes me wish we had a better Tina, though, because, like, you could see where it would be cool with his relationship with Tiny Tina, but, like, she always feels like she's about to act like Tiny Tina and then doesn't. Like, she's almost there, but never is. This first fight with her and Lilith is, like, the most Tiny Tina she ever actually is.
Yeah, and then it's not even a long fight.
No.
She somehow makes her way up top, and then
yeah, they just body each other until they attract like the local hunters.
Yeah, and then they're like, "All right, you're not a bad guy." And this dude pulls up in a car. Kevin Hart pulls up in a car, and he's like, "Get in."
Yeah,
I can't leave you alone for 5 minutes. And then,
Roland,
classic.
I can't believe they didn't have Brick. Brick would have been so much cooler than Roland in freaking Borderlands movie.
I don't know who Brick is.
Oh. Well, anyways, so yeah, then they all get in the car. They grab Claptrap. They're driving away from them, and then you get basically the entire trailer. Where
actually, it was
like,
kind of funny how Claptrap wasn't actually like invited in. He just like was chasing behind.
Yeah, that was all right. So then you get the whole trailer. They're driving. Oh, it's Pisswash Gully. Oh no, the window's open.
Dude, that was such a dumb scene. Like, why would you, like, if you heard of the name called Pisswash Gully and it looked pretty yellow outside and like kind of gassy, you know what I mean? Like there was a mist in the air.
And someone said,
roll the window up. Why would Tina fight so hard against it? Like, she just stupid?
She's not supposed to be stupid, but apparently she is in this.
Like, was that them trying to be like, oh, haha, she's like being stubborn, but like, no, like, I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, who knows? Anyways, though, and then they take on like from what I could tell, I don't remember the names of things, but that like final boss from from Borderlands 1 that you do like after the campaign, you can go up that long ass elevator. It looked like it was that thing.
Oh.
They one-shot it.
They just drove through it casually.
Yeah. That was such an awesome fight too. I replayed that thing so many times to beat that, and you had to have max level, and I couldn't do it solo. I had to have some people with me. So, like, it would have been a cool reference, and then it wasn't. So, lame. Yeah, they drive through it, and then for some reason, after they drive through it, all of the flying things decide to stop chasing them.
They even make a comment, I think, about that. But I don't remember exactly what was said, which made it so much worse.
Yeah, I just remember thinking, oh, they did a jump, killed a creature. Sure, they'll lose the cars, but there was like 30 flying guys after them. What? They just stopped?
Darts. Like drats, we lost them.
Oh no. They're gone.
A gap. I can't make this. Maybe they have a type of flying vehicle where they have to, like, they can only stay a certain distance above the ground.
Like the Ghost from Halo?
Yeah.
Maybe, but, lame. Yeah, so then, what even happens after that?
They're like...
somehow get allured. Oh, they go to the city, don't they?
I think so. Well, they go to the bar.
Yeah, because they're looking for Tannis.
Yeah, they're trying to find... Yeah. And and then the lady, the siren, I can't think of her name, but she finds like an old friend of hers, like her mom's old friend. And
well, Roland wants to go see her, and then it's like, oh, is this she happens to know too? Everyone knows each other. I just said that. They go to look for Tannis.
Okay. But
yeah, they show up, and then she's like, here's all the lore. Key 1, Key 2, Key 3. Get them all. Plus girl. Girl is Key 3. And then everyone's like, whoa, she's the key, even though she told us earlier when they're like, you want me to open the vault?
She's like, yeah, I'm pretty special. It's actually kind of annoying how, like, cocky she was about it. But I guess
didn't bother me too much, because I guess it just was a mid-ass everything else.
Yeah.
So yeah, they go looking for key 1.
But then when they're leaving, they're told like, oh, the person you're looking for is up this elevator. And then the password. I think, do you want to say this or do you want me to tell it?
That was actually the only funny part of the whole movie. That was good. I liked that.
Yeah, so she says the password's Echo. So they're like, all right, cool. So they go to the back and they go to the elevator and they speak into the speaker. And the lady says the word Echo and nothing happens. She's like, huh? So then I think they spell it out and then again, nothing happens. So then Tina's like, maybe it's like an actual echo. So then she's like, echo, 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 echo. And then the elevator opens.
Yeah, that was a classic Tiny Tina moment. One of the only few.
Yeah. So then they go in the elevator. They go upstairs and then they find the scientist, I think. Right? She's a scientist pretty much that they're looking for.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. She's the one that tells them about the keys.
Mm-hmm.
So they learn about keys. They then go to find the keys. Oh, there's they sleep or something.
They learn a bit about her mom.
Yeah, well, and then Tina tells Lilith about, oh, I'm a clone or something, so I made with alien blood so I can open door. It's like, all right, sure. And yeah, I think it was supposed to be like this is a deep moment, but there was no reason for them to be close. It felt like why are you telling her this?
Yeah, well, apparently she was her adopted, her godmother, but she just was very terrible at caring about her after her mom died.
You are thinking of something totally different. I'm talking about Tina and Lilith.
Oh, I thought you
literally said that. I said Tina tells Lilith that she was made from alien blood as a clone to open the vault.
I thought they knew that.
There's a whole scene on the roof with Lilith and Tina where she's like, yeah, I was made.
Oh, I completely forgot about that scene. I'm so sorry.
I swear you're not listening. That's the third time you've mentioned something completely different.
I forgot where we... Okay. Sorry.
But what I'm saying is...
Forgettable.
It was why is she telling you this? You've known each other for a few hours.
That is a pretty crazy thing to drop on someone. It's yeah, my entire life is artificial. Nice to meet you.
It's okay, sure. But then they actually bond over it, and you're like, what the hell? I would be so why are you telling me this?
It is weird. Maybe it's a sign of trust. Hey, I'm telling you this about me because I trust you.
But this is where I was telling you that it's confusing, because then she's like, yeah, of course my dad's after me. But then earlier she's like, my dad would never be after me. It's what?
That is very...
Why did you not believe her earlier if you were then later in the day going to drop this story about how this is why your dad's after you?
That is true. Wow. Do you think the writers remembered? Or they were yeah, whatever.
Unless Tina is just lying, I guess. Maybe in the beginning. She just wanted to fight.
Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah, so anyways, then I think Claptrap gets spotted in the city, and then everyone's like, oh, they're here, and they have to sneak out in the trash, and they sneak out in the trash and go look for the key.
Yeah, and then they get directed to this big warehouse, and then they actually no, it's they need to get to the sewer area, and then there's...
Where is they get 2 keys, and I literally can't remember where they get one. I remember the one they get in the underground. Where did they get the first one?
Didn't they just... I think they just had it.
Did they?
I think they did. I think Tina just had it, and they were we only need one more.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, Tina's I have one. Okay, you're right. Yeah, because I was what the hell? How did they get 3? You're right. Tina had it. or maybe Tanis had it. Someone had it. There was a key already obtained.
Yeah, so they
before
just
the
needed
movie
one more.
started. Yeah, and then they're like, "Oh, it's in this like special psycho camp. I forget what they're called, but
They're the worst of the
Let's go.
worst.
yeah." They're like, "If we get spotted, we'll be dead instantly." And then they actually do get spotted, and it didn't matter.
And it's like this whole fight scene happened. Okay, there's this like a good example of why I didn't like the editing. There's this one scene where they're fighting in like a green room, and there's an explosion that happens, and then without like it's like a constant fight pretty much, and it feels like they exited one fight encounter, cut a scene to the same like down the hallway, because you can see the green room down the hallway, and then another fight started like unorganically. I don't know how to describe it. Does that make sense?
Are you talking about the part? Because I might know what you're talking about. There was one part during
I think
this
I complained
fight.
about it to you when it happened.
Well, there was one part during this fight that I was watching it, and like Roland like went one way and shut the gate behind him, and he's like, "I'll deal with them." And then I was like, "Okay, Roland's gonna deal with them." And then Lilith and Tina, I think, went back and started fighting, and I was like, "Didn't Roland just lock the gate? What the hell? How are they fighting anyone?" I thought like. Is that what you're talking about?
No, that one there was like there's two different hallways that
Yeah,
they each
I
ran
know,
down.
but I remember at
I
that
think
point
it
I
was
was
before
like,
that.
"What?"
I think it was when
And
they
then
were
it wasn't
running
until
two.
like, let me finish. It wasn't until like 3 scenes later that like they finally give you a camera angle where you're like, "Oh, there is 2 paths," you know?
Yeah.
So the whole time I was like, what? Like I could not mentally picture this area. I was like, how is this connected to that? Like, what is happening?
That is true. It felt very disconnected. But no, it was just so. It felt like you could almost feel like the cut, and then like the actors move to the next scene, and then instead of like, and then they were action versus a fluid like between like transition between the two.
Yeah,
It was such a high intensity scene, and they set off an explosion, and then they cut camera, like they cut to the scene. You can still see the room with the explosion, but it was a hard like cut. And then there's another fight. I don't know how to describe it. You have to like see it. It just felt very weird.
Yeah, I don't remember noticing that, but I do believe you. A part that I did like about this section though was before they got to like the elevator where they're waiting for Tanis to get the elevator and Roland goes off on his own, and I got confused.
Mm-hmm.
There was like a part where they were running away still and like going up some stairs and running through a box room. That part was all right. That was like a solid action scene. It was just like a continuous shot of all of them fighting.
I think one thing we forgot to mention was how they found the second key was so stupid.
Oh yeah. Well, hold on. Before we get to that, so like they first go into this psycho den, like we were saying, and they're like, "Oh, we need a plan. We'll just send Claptrap in to get blasted, and then we'll all sneak around." It's like, all right, sure. They blast Claptrap, but then I thought to myself, like, they just blasted Claptrap in the middle of the room, and then he got up and went back with them, and I was like, how did they just let him do that? You know? Right?
It is kind of weird how he got away after that. I think they would have like play like they're the types to play with a corpse.
Yeah, or at least like they would be like, "Oh, it's getting up and going deeper into the cave," you know?
Yeah.
Shoot it again or something. But what? So everyone sneaks by, and then that's where like they get into that box room, and Lilith just opens the thing.
Well, they make a comment. There's so many boxes. How are we gonna find it? So then Lilith like kind of locks in and then just is wandering around, and then she starts hearing whispers, and she opens the first box and she's like, "Huh, guys, I found the key."
Yeah, I actually don't have a problem with that because it's like
this is
a
explained.
foreshadowing that she's actually a siren, which they literally don't use any of her siren powers till the end, and you're like, "Oh, is she actually a siren or did they change that?" And then when she actually does use her siren powers at the end, it looks terrible.
It did not look good.
But anyways, yeah, so they get the key, and then that's after they get the key, I don't even remember how. Somehow they get spotted, and that's when everything starts chasing them. And at first I was like, okay, I guess they can just take all these guys. And it was just like, why did you... It felt pointless to sneak through, you know?
Yeah, I don't...
Because then they were just bodying them easily.
Yeah, and then
like
when they... And even when they were getting, like, pinned in the elevator and they were trying to escape, Roland was like, guys, go ahead, I got this. And they hit the way... And then, like, they even, like, showed him getting overwhelmed and, like, tackled to the ground. So they're like, oh, like...
Well, that's later.
Yeah.
What I thought was weird, though, like, Roland is like, go, guys, I got this. Like, locking it and, like, he's going to protect it. But, dude, your sacrifice is useless because there's another entrance. Like, you're better off just staying back, you know?
Yeah. I think he was sacrificing, like, holding right in front of the elevator.
What do you mean?
I think that's where he was making his final stand.
On one of... No, I'm talking about when he locked the gate behind him, when he left everyone.
Oh, yeah. What a dumb decision.
You have no idea what I'm talking about, or...
No, I do.
Do you? Yeah, like, if you're like, oh, I got this, guys, I'll protect you, and then you, like, lock yourself out, and it's like, wow, they're just gonna come from the other way, dude. You know?
It is kind of... Yeah, that's true. I don't know, this movie's not very smart.
Yeah. Anyways, then at some point... Oh, I think what happens is he, like, shoots the acid in the green room, so then he's like, all right, that way's dealt with. Let me go back now.
Yeah.
And he goes back, and he actually does get in the elevator, but then, oh no, the thing's not working, and he's like, I'll go out and fix the controls. So then he goes out to fix the controls, and everyone's like, no, Roland, we care so much about you, even though we all hated you like 10 minutes ago. And you're like, wow, Roland's dead. And then the elevator shoots up, Tina's like, here's a bomb. And then he throws the bomb, and then he gets, like you said, tackled by literally at least 20 or 30 psychos, and it cuts away. But somehow he survives this, like, insane. Like, what, they tackled him and just died right after for some reason, I guess?
Maybe they finally succumbed to the acid?
I don't know, but it makes no sense.
Yeah, there's actually no explanation on how he got out of that.
The only explanation is the acid, but that doesn't even make sense because there was two paths and one didn't have acid.
Yeah, and then if the acid got on the other ones, why didn't he die?
Yeah, right? And also, just like, they tackled him and then it's just ridiculous. That was probably the biggest, like, what the hell's going on in the movie, is that whole section.
Yeah, it was a pretty big clusterfuck.
Yeah, so they escape with the key, and then they realize, oh no, the elevator's not working, we're fucked, and then boom, they teleport, and I was like, oh, siren ability, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and then Tina thinks she's the one that did it.
Yeah, and it's like, alright, whatever. And then we move on, they're like, okay, now we just need to find the actual vault location. Should be around this area or some shit. They go, I don't remember how they actually find the vault location, but they do.
One of the keys, like, they open it and it just says it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so they show up there, Tina hops on the vault and she's like, I'm gonna open it, and they're like, good thing we have the 3 keys, let's put one key down, not use the other, and then stand on it.
Yeah, I don't understand that, like, it was so dumb. But whatever. And then
yeah, it's like, why are you only using 2 of the 3 keys, guys? Apparently that's how it works. Didn't open. And Tina's like, no, I'm supposed to be special, wham wham. And then Lilith is... Oh, wait.
Then the guy shows up.
Yeah, no, I accidentally skipped a scene. When they first get the key, they go to sleep in a cave or some shit. And then Lilith has a meeting with, like, the guy that hired her. And he's like, I'm not going to get the kid. And there's, like, a misunderstanding. Tina's listening and thinks she is going to get Tina. But she isn't going to get Tina. Tina bodies her. They leave her behind. So then, yeah. Tina, Psycho are on their own with Tanis. And they're at the thing. They couldn't open it. And then, bam, Lilith teleports in. She finds out she's a siren. because she has like a freaking audio device of her mother tell her like lore. Oh, I assigned Claptrap to show up when you showed up to this planet. You're special, you're a siren. So she's like, oh, I'm a siren? Okay, and now I know how to use all my powers perfectly. And then she teleports in as the bad guys like pull up to stop Tina at the vault. They're like, guess it doesn't work for you. They body. And then it's just like the most cringe fight I've seen in a while, honestly.
Yeah, it was pretty dumb. The main bad guy uses like a armband to aim a gun on a ship. And then we see the pretty bad CGI effect of the siren ability.
Yeah. It seems like something out of Captain Marvel, honestly. She like just starts flying around and through the ship. She throws
a shield on all of her friends so they're all safe and immortal. That quickly wears out at a funny haha time.
And yeah, she basically just flies around bodying people, throwing them in holes. It's weird. It's definitely weird. I don't even know what to say, but like, it's so like dumb. There's nothing to say about it. She saves the day. She has superpowers.
Hip hip hooray!
And then Roland shows up too at that point.
There's a scary moment where we think she might be like get defeated by the big gun, but then she like stands strong and throws an energy beam at it and destroys it. He's like, "No, my big ship."
Also, Roland showed up and like didn't really make a difference.
They were like, "Yeah, he's alive," and we were like, "How? How is he alive?"
Who knows? Yes. So then Lilith opens the vault. They go in, and it's like, wow, look at all this random stuff. I don't even know what it is, but okay.
It's cubes.
Yeah, it was just cute. I guess it was like the special metal or something. I don't know. And then bad guy follows him in, gets eaten by the monster, and they're like, yeah, we're out of here.
See you later, Stinky. And then they just dip. And then they have like a big celebration in this city.
Yeah, and then that's it.
They have like a kind of a touching moment on the roof.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Then she flies around a little bit again. Like, it just...
like, Tina's like, do the thing. And she's like, fine, okay. So then she like throws her siren symbol up in the air. Like a firework.
Yeah, it's really to me it's like it's really one of those movies that a fucking like it's like a 4-year-old's favorite movie that is absolutely dog shit that they just watch on loop because it's on TV every day.
Yeah. It's one of those
and you're just like
how do they watch this?
But it wasn't like so bad that I was like that's hilarious how bad that is. Like I watched it and I was like that sucked and I'm going to forget about it. And I pretty much did forget about it until just today.
Yeah. I still forgot about it.
Yeah, I know. And another thing I thought was weird was like, I don't know if this, like, I guess the game does it sometimes, but I feel like it just doesn't look as weird. Like Lilith just constantly stands. So weird.
It would have been cool to see some of the art style come through in the movie.
That's
like, the
true.
scenery looks nice. But the art.
There was one cool thing that actually happened when they're in the city and they put on masks and it's like digital versions of the game character covering their heads.
That was pretty cool. I liked in the bus you could see the shop UI. That was kind of cool.
That was cool too, yeah. Like, except for the siren abilities, like the world looked good.
Yeah.
That's like the best thing I could say about it. Like it besides the characters, it looked like Borderlands.
Yeah, it did.
You know?
They had the world building done pretty well.
Well, I wouldn't say the world building was good, just
the world design,
the actual visuals of the
world.
I meant
to say. Yeah, the visuals.
So it was like, it's a shame this sucks.
Yeah.
And it sucks because, like, you look at like the Fallout show, I literally went and I played like 80 hours of Fallout 4 after that, and then Borderlands, it's like, wow, like I wish it was better so it would make me want to play Borderlands again because I really like Borderlands.
If anything, it probably turned some people off.
I doubt it. I mean, like anyone who would watch a show like that and like hasn't played the game wasn't gonna play it anyways. Like it's the same as it not existing. The only thing you didn't do was gain new people, you know, because it sucked. It's just like looking at the effects of the Fallout show. It like Fallout like skyrocketed in popularity for like a couple months. Still is up there right now.
Yeah.
And then this was just nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone will forget about it.
It's painfully disappointing.
Like, I guess it's my worst movie of the year so far, but
yeah, it's definitely mine.
What a shame. And it was so obvious it wasn't good too.
Yeah.
You saw the trailer and you were like,
I thought it could be.
It's not great. Just because we're talking about Borderlands, actually, did you see that today, on August 20th, 2024, they put out the first teaser trailer for Borderlands 4?
I heard about it, but I haven't looked at it yet.
I mean, it's a teaser trailer. There's not much in there. It's just like, oh, that's the thing from the game, you know?
Yeah. That's like the game's coming
exists. It exists. Probably still be a year. It might have set a date. I don't remember, but maybe I'll have to get back in because I never played Borderlands 3, so maybe this is my chance.
I need to play Borderlands 2.
That's the best one, most people say.
That's what I've heard of.
Personally, I prefer 1, but yeah, I could see. I mean, 2 is definitely better, but I just like 1 more. So, you know, what can you do? It's a little bit tragic, a little bit annoying. You just wish that it didn't come that way, you know?
I know. I'm sure fans are disappointed, but there's really I don't really feel like there's much to say. It was just bad.
Yeah, it's also like another one of those things where it's like Borderlands is one of those IPs where like it shouldn't have been PG-13 because like the main thing of Borderlands is the crazy guns that cause insane gore.
That is true.
Which neither of those things are in the movie. Like there's not really an emphasis on the guns, that's the main Borderlands thing is look at all these like hundreds or in Borderlands 3 thousands of different guns, you know?
And we didn't even really see that many weapons in this movie.
Everyone had like their weapon, but it wasn't like
we didn't see
there was
many
no like
beyond
wow
that.
That's a badass looking weapon. And it's PG-13, so
yeah, it severely killed the potential.
I also think like them not having Handsome Jack as the main guy, which I don't think you know anything about him, that's like peak Borderlands enemy or bad guy, I guess. Like it's like, oh, let's make Batman without the Joker, you know?
Yeah, it's a good comparison.
Like, how you gonna... Like, you can do Batman without the Joker these days just because we've had so many Jokers, but this is the first Borderlands thing, you know?
Yeah,
like,
especially
how you gonna not have the
a
best bad guy?
Yeah, I was gonna say you would want the best.
Or, yeah, like...
Especially if you're trying to make an impression, but...
Instead, like, who was the bad guy? I guess the fucking dad. But he's, like, in the movie at the end exclusively. It's just... It sucks. It sucks because it sucks.
Yeah.
But doesn't super suck.
It's distastefully bad.
Yeah, it just is
There's
like,
nothing...
why is this even called Borderlands? It's similar to Halo, where it's like, this is terrible. It makes a joke of the IP. What are we doing? You know? Like, but it wasn't like, maybe I'm biased, but I just hated Thor Love and Thunder way more. Like, at least with Borderlands, there was no screaming ghosts.
That's true.
But there was... Like, there was a ton of jokes that I didn't laugh at, But it wasn't like Thor where I'm like, holy shit, like this hurts to listen to these jokes.
Especially because with Thor, there was a different expectation. Like I have a different expectation
true, I did
watching
expect
it.
Thor to be good.
And
And it was off of Ragnarok and Infinity War and Endgame, where Thor like peaks in his character arc.
Mm-hmm.
That's true too. But like I try to think of enjoyable parts of the movie, and it's that one Echo joke.
That was it.
That's my favorite part of the movie. Was Tiny Tina saying "Echo, Echo." That's it. That's the best part.
Yeah.
I would think. I think I'm gonna go 3. I would say.
You took the number right out of my head.
Yeah, like, and I could understand a 1 or a 2 depending on how much it abuses the lore of Borderlands. Because I have a brief memory of the lore, having played through the game 4 or 5 times. One I played through 4 or 5 times. 2 I played through once, and both were years ago. So like, if I'm noticing things with just, oh, I think that's wrong. That's not how I remember it, and it's been years. Imagine if that's actually like your thing. You'd be like, what the?
Yeah, that's true.
So
Damn.
for
I'm
me,
sure
it's a 3, but I could understand.
Fuming over this movie.
Yeah, I could understand. And you know what else hurts me? Like when we went to see the movie, it made me sad actually, because like, first of all, we had the longest fucking popcorn line I've ever seen in my life, but that has nothing to do with the movie's quality. Second, though, while we were standing in that popcorn line for 45 minutes, I saw so many Borderlands fans that were hyped, and I was like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Like, they were like, no way, a claptrap.
I remember one guy saying, like,
popcorn bucket.
I remember hearing one guy audibly disappointed at the movie. I forgot what he said, but it was pretty funny in a tragic way.
I can't remember either. I think it was... I don't remember what it was, but yeah, it was the guy to the left of us. Something happened. He was like, what? Like, just out loud.
Yeah, it was like, dude was flabbergasted.
I didn't realize they were so hyped until we were at the movies. Like, people with their Borderlands shirt, this guy with like his girlfriend or maybe sister or something, I don't know. He's like, yeah, this is Borderlands. Here's the lore. I fucking love it. I was like, oh my god, I feel bad for this person. They're about to go into this and get absolutely destroyed,
Yeah. Poor guys.
Like I'm like, man, I wish, because like you would think after seeing the trailer, everyone would be like, oh, it's bad. Like, I'm going to go to the movie not excited, at least. Like us. We went and we're like, this is probably going to be bad. But like,
I was
there was
disappointed
tons
that
of
it
people
wasn't bad
there.
enough.
Yeah, right? But there was tons of people there that were like, I can't wait, I'm so excited. Like, I was just overhearing their conversations about Borderlands and how fucking hyped they were, and I was like, did you guys see the trailer?
Maybe they were just ignorantly hopeful.
Yeah, and then they went into the movie, and they came out, and they were like, damn,
Shit was
felt bad
ass.
for him. That's rough, buddy, is all I could say. That's like when your girlfriend turns into the moon. Hate when that happens.
Me too.
Yeah, so 3 for me, 3 for him.
Don't see it.
Shit.
If you value your time.
Do not see it.
Honestly, if it's free on TV and you're bored, I'd say watch it, but don't go out of your way.
Yeah, I mean, I would just say don't watch it. It sucked.
But,
maybe look up the Echo joke, and that's it.
Yeah, if you really care, you can watch like a summary video on YouTube. But
yeah, well, that's it, guys. Thanks for hopping in. I'm thinking we'll probably think of some kind of game to play for our next one, and that will be the year special deal. So maybe 2 games, because it'll have to be a full episode.
Yeah,
I haven't figured that out yet. I don't know. But
you should make them the
thanks for
Borderlands
watching,
games.
everyone. No, not that kind of game. Like pod games.
Okay.
Anyways, thanks for chilling.
Yeah, thanks for
See ya.
listening. Keep it salty.